Okay, Big Baby is in town. How are you, Jerome Miller?
Feel great, man. Feel great.
It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Listen, I've been following your career for a little while, and one thing I've always heard you say is that your toughest fight is actually with you.
100%.
How's that fight going at the moment?
It's better than usual, I would say. You know, boxing is one of them things where you're only free until when that bell rings. You know, and outside of it, dealing with managers and promoters and the nonsense I've been dealing with over the years is so much miscommunication between the fans and fighters, right? Because sometimes us as fighters, we don't speak out verbally sometimes because we're just focused on the fight, and you leave it up to your promoter, your manager to do that for you. And like I said, sometimes your promoter might not be the biggest promoter, the opposite side might be the biggest one, and their language speaks volumes. And sometimes when you have such dedicated fans like the English fans, sometimes it makes them gullible because they suck up the information that's given to them, not by the fighter, by the media or by the promoter. Sometimes they get a wrong image of Big Baby, but if you know me like I'm a warrior. You know, I stand on my truth. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, but you know, I'm alive. I still got another day. So I'm here to improve on my dream. I'm gonna become world champion 100%. You know, Fabio's in a way, I don't know him. I don't wanna know him. And it's a lot different than the Dubois fight because I got time to train. You know, Andy was a friend of mine, and I felt like even though everybody know I won that fight, it was hard to pull that trigger sometimes. You know, and I told Spence, I said, listen, give me somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
And he said, Fabio Wardley. I said, sign me up. You know, he's fucking light-skinned almond joy looking motherfucker. So I'm like, give me that.
Well, look, you're here and you've got that. So you're winning the fight with yourself. That's good.
Correct.
Tell me this, do you feel like you've got the mental edge against any opponent because of the adversity that you've had to come through in your career? You always seem to be running uphill, seems to be an uphill struggle. Do you think that gives you the mental edge heading into any fight?
So sometimes people say life is like chess. Life is not like chess. That's a fucking lie. Because chess has certain pieces that only can make certain moves. So it's a lot easier to determine the steps. Life is like boxing. It's like fucking MMA, it's like kickboxing. You don't know what the combination is gonna get thrown at you. Overhand rob, you can't predict the shit. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's life. You can have your plan and God has his plan. And that's what I realized in my life is that no matter what I plan, it gets fucked. So I learned to say, fuck it, keep my hands up and enjoy the moments. Because sometimes, you know, I got a word of advice from one of my mentors a long time ago. And even from my girlfriend, Tay, she says, you're always mad about the past and you're stressing the future and you're never living in the present. And it was hard for me for the last few years to kind of enjoy the days that I was living because I'm so mad about the past and I'm worried about the future. But now I just look at my kids and I'm like, you know what, man, I'm still here, I'm healthy, I'm still benching 400 pounds.
Come on.
So you know what, can't be too bad. My knees feel great, my back feel great, you know. I still get the sausage up, so you know, guess what, I'm good.
But tell me this, so it's Fabio Wardley, right? And in your Andy Ruiz fight, and you mentioned it there, you couldn't necessarily pull the trigger. I know you were taking selfies with his kids and stuff afterwards. Yeah. He was your friend, he was your boy.
Yeah.
But with this man, you don't know, you don't want to know, what is the mentality?
It's kill. Let's go back to my old ways. Just go in there and kill. Be devastating. Go for fucking knockouts, accumulated punching. Just be a fucking mean guy, you know. Just be myself.
You sure he's still there? Are you sure Big Baby hasn't gone soft?
Listen, you know what it is? You know, I'll tell you one thing about becoming Muslim definitely helped me understanding patience a little better, understanding tranquility a little better. But there is a time when war is needed, you know what I mean? And this is one of them things where it's like, I need a reason to kind of like let it out, you know what I mean? So sometimes the check makes it even better, you know. So I'm waiting for Frank to up them numbers, man. So, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm ready. I'm 100% when somebody can't, I'm ready to kill something. But there's nothing about Fabio that even turns me on right now, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I might just punch him in the face just cause he just looks ugly.
Well, that's you know, you've been doing it in front of all of his people. There'd be 30,000 people in here. He is the UK guy. He's the Ipswich man. Does that add a little bit of sauce for you?
I mean, you gotta understand something, right? I've been fighting the last 2 fights. So even though we fought in Saudi and with Dubois fight, that was a British border boxing. So I'm fighting British. Frank Warren, British. Referee was British. the judge is British and Dubois is British. So you see, you know, I was winning the fight. Then unfortunately my gas tank ran out. I felt like somebody just ripped my heart out of my chest. And then I had 10 seconds on the clock and the referee stopped it. Like, let me go like a fucking warrior, you know what I mean? But they just had to do that to me. This is like a spit in my fucking face. Then I fight Andy in his hometown and I won that fight and it gave me a draw. So it's like I'm always fighting. I'm always going to the devil's backyard, you know, and I'm doing it again. So like I said, I've never ducked, never ran, never fucking said, nah, I'm not going to do that. I've always said, fuck it, I'm a fucking fighter, I'm a warrior. I'm going to be champion. And I've done way more than he's ever done. You know what I'm trying to say? So the main fact that he kind of called me out, it's great. It's great to be, you know, called out sometimes. It never really happens. It never happens. It's more like some guys need to check and then a big baby name pops up. That's all we got, you know? So, hey, listen, let's do it.
It sounds like you don't really rate him.
I don't think anybody rates him. Let's be honest though.
But Ring Magazine have him as number 9.
Listen, okay, man, listen, Ring Magazine is all about who you know. They can pay a couple quid and get the motherfucker in the magazine. I'm not even worried about that. But let's be honest though. Outside of Ipswich and London, who the fuck is Fabio Wardley? Let's be honest. I'm doing Frank a fucking favor. Nobody knew who Dubois was until I fucking fought him. Then he becomes a world champion. Who the fuck is Fabio? Everybody knows Big Baby. Everybody knows a fucking Big Baby. The question is now, is Frank gonna write that check? But we're here though.
Listen, we're here. I'm sure anything like that will resolve itself. So is your plan just to run this guy over? Is that what?
100%, 100%. He's never been in the ring with nobody like me. You know what I mean? He beat my little brother David Adelaide. And I don't think Adelaide was 100% tonight, but that's boxing. He got a draw with Frazier, and then he knocked out Frazier the first round in the second fight. But it's a lot of things too, even about the gloves. Like, you know, we're not fighting in fly gloves. We're gonna put on some real boxing gloves. It's been around for a long time. You know, some motherfucking Everlast, Clinton Reds, or some Grant gloves. Because there's a lot of problems. I've been hearing, I'm not from UK, and guys are telling me them gloves are atrocious. So I'm like, listen, man, if he think he's a man, there's a couple things we gotta fix. That's all.
It feels like you're taking a lot into this fight in terms of, for me, your career has been a lot of what ifs. What if Jarrell Miller had got in with Anthony Joshua? What if Jarrell Miller had a longer camp for Daniel Dubois? What if he'd got the nod against Andy Ruiz? It feels like all of that is kind of leading to this.
That's the point. You know what it is though? It's really about the team you have too, because unfortunately, as fighters, we focus on fighting, and there's so much more that goes on with boxing. And that's why promoters you sign with, managers you have, trainers you have, mean so much, because they delegate the stuff that's happening outside of you training. And I didn't really have that. You know, I had the help of, like, you know, he's like a uncle and a father figure to me, which is Greg Coleman, who's helped me the last few years before I got back in the ring to kind of keep me out of trouble and keep money in my pocket and say, don't worry about it, son, you're gonna be back. And then added now, we got, you know, Spencer as my manager now, and he's like a fucking uncle. He checks on me, he calls me. Like, that's, the little stuff is what matters to fighters, because, you know, fighting can last but for so long, but the little things of calling you, checking on you, how's your kids, that plays a big part in the fighter's mental. And if people care about me that way, guess what? I gotta get my ass up and get to the gym and train, because people put their money into me, they put their time into me, and I gotta pay that forward. You know what I mean? So a lot of what ifs. I know one thing, motherfucker, you give me a full can, I'm gonna fuck you up. Simple as that.
Well, you've got that full camp. Listen, that's actually Fabio Wardley. He's been watching the entire interview. I wonder if you want to tell him something.
I'm from Brooklyn. Suck my dick. What the fuck you want me here? June 7th, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. I want to hear about you. I heard your whack ass song, The Big Baby Killer. I wasn't paying no mind. I'm on the phone watching my missus, you know, give me a little lap dance on the phone because she's missing me, and then you playing this whack ass song. That pissed me off now, 'cause I didn't hear about the damn song. But I'm like, first of all, there's no, I'm in Ipswich now. I don't see nothing look like no fucking trenches. Maybe from South London, I said, okay, maybe he's a little tough guy like Dylan White. Boy, from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, I'm gonna beat your ass. Simple as that.
Great to see you, Drew.
Likewise. Fuck my dick.